assignments would be very beneficial because Nia has delayed fine motor skills, so maybe she wouldn't be able to do all of the different writing tasks that everyone is able to do. So instead, she could use this device to really help her in completing those assignments. And it could also cater to her visual needs. So since Nia requires, things that are up close, the font can be enlarged, and it would provide a lot of help with her being able to see. She would also benefit from extended time on classroom assignments. Nia might be processing things a little bit slower, which can be common for her diagnoses, so she might need that extra time to complete everything. Shorter assignments could also be beneficial for her because she would benefit from having longer time to complete a shorter assignment. Also, stop the clock breaks would be beneficial because she would, she easily fatigues, so she would be able to take a break from everything and rest in order for her to avoid becoming frustrated or over fatigued and not able to continue on in her day. We also recommend multiple choice drawing pictures or selecting different icons on her iPad. So having multiple choices for Nia to communicate throughout her day, or also participate in class, via answering questions and stuff, would really be beneficial for her. It would kind of make her feel like she's fitting in with everyone else and she's doing the same things her peers are. She's able to draw, she's able to select things, she's able to answer multiple choice questions, and it would make it feasible for Nia too. Another strategy is repeated instructions. Research shows that it's often very beneficial to repeat things multiple times in order for that information to be processed successfully and it to not get lost in translation. We also recommended visual-friendly worksheets in her classroom. So presenting information in a way that's very simple, large enough font, reducing the stimuli in her environment in order for her to read and understand what's happening. Her AAC device can also be used to help her communicate, as previously mentioned. So downloading apps such as a sounding board could allow her to create different communication boards of up to 20 different icons. And this app is actually free to download too, as long as she has the iPad. And lastly, we recommend some additional assistive technologies such as a corner floor sitter with a contoured high back and table tray option. So this chair can be customized to meet her needs, and it would have all the supports that she needs, but it will allow her to sit on the floor at circle time with her peers and provide the necessary support that she needs. The lap tray would also be beneficial for her to interact with objects, including her iPad. The last one is a horizon stander. So this chair, which I'll go ahead to the next slide, that shows the pictures of these two devices, but this prone stander would allow Nia to weight bear on her legs, 60 minutes a day, and still wear her ankle foot orthosis and knee immobilizer, but she's getting that proprioceptive input, and she would be able to stretch out her leg muscles, which could thereby increase her range of motion and potential functional participation in activities. Some of the goals that her parents have, they want her to be able to walk independently one day, so using this prone stander would really help increase her independence as she would be able to do that one day. And then once again, the picture on the right shows the chair that she could use at circle time, and it has the necessary supports. It has a higher back, it has the abductor pommel in the middle, and it has a strap safety belt for just protection. And then once again, she could have the device on her lap tray and also different objects. and it would be easier for her to access, but she would still be able to sit with her peers. This device is also very easily transportable. It can be just actually folded up and then moved over, and it's relatively inexpensive. Thank you, and now I would like to turn it over to my colleague, Jessica.
So next we will explain the lesson plan that we created for Nia. But first, just to introduce myself, I'm Jessica Morissette. I am studying to receive a Master's of Science in Special Education at Chicago State University. The lesson plan that we created for Nia was a kindergarten standard of identifying the main idea as well as key details in the story. So the lesson that we decided to create was a read aloud conducive for Nia's classroom, where the students would participate in reading aloud a story, probably a familiar story. We thought of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, something that's basic and simple, but still has many details for the students to extract together. So the students would all position themselves on the carpet per teacher's instructions. As the teacher instructs, this teacher will model proper ways to transition to the carpet and proper ways to sit. So, of course, for Nia, steps would have to be broken down. One step, I would suggest provide visuals using anchor charts as well as the modeling that will help assist Nia. Nia would also use an assistive technology device, preferably the chair that we've included and that you might have already seen in the PowerPoint. This chair will help support her back and allow her to sit at the carpet with her peers, but be able to be supported as well. Nia would probably have preferential seating near the teacher, also near the anchor chart or easel board, whichever the teacher uses, so that Nia's vision is aided as well. If there's a teacher assistant, hopefully the teacher assistant can sit next to Nia and provide further assistance as the teacher guides the rest of the children through the lesson. So Nia has her cell pad or iPad device that will probably carry throughout her participation in the classroom. So as the teacher reads, the teacher provides lots of prompting and modeling. There's call and response. Nia, of course, with her limited speech, would use the AC device probably already kind of catered to the lesson. Or if Nia, since Nia is close enough to the teacher, Nia may be able to point to the easel board if there are selections on that board. We also suggested Nia using strips that she may be able to point to as well, and the teacher or the teacher assistant can just confirm that Nia is participating as well as saying the correct answer. So the story is read, and the teacher models, think alouds, making predictions, and the students, of course, participate in that. And then the teacher begins using a visual or the easel board, identifying the main idea of the story. And then, with the assistance of the students, will identify two key details of the story. So on the carpet, all of the modeling of main idea as well as key details will happen with the teacher as well as the assistance from the students. Next, we will continue where the students transition back to their desks or to small groups, which Nia, of course, would be in a small group because we do know that small groups provide more guided support as well as it allows Nia to be able to interact more with her peers. So Nia would be in a small group with her peers, while other students, depending on their levels, would either be in another small group or working independently, where they're now filling out a graphic organizer where they will then reread another story and identify the main idea and key details. we provided lots of different accommodations that would possibly help. So for some of the students, writing or multiple choice might be beneficial for them. Others might need to draw. So let's just say if on Tuesday the hungry caterpillar ate an apple, the students can draw the apple to identify that that's the key detail. So for Nia, of course, she would need that prompting and assistance from the teacher. So her preferred seating would be next to the teacher or an aide, and she would point and select a sentence strip for the picture of what happened. Or if Nia's assistive technology cell device is conducive to that lesson, then she would just be able to select on that device and submit her answers. So, Nia, of course, due to her condition, her physical condition, will also need to have assistance transitioning back to her table for the small group. Um, so, pretty much the lesson will conclude with the teacher and the class kind of coming back together to revisit the skills that they learned today. So, identifying what the main idea is with the use of gestures, repeated instruction, as well as an anchor chart, which are all made available for Nia. And so Nia, of course, call and response could either be pointing, it could be selecting through her cell device, but Nia should be actively participating with these different strategies as well as assistive technology. And of course, the steps for transitioning for dismissal would be given to Nia, broken down, and she would have assistance through the transitioning, which I do believe that another device, if could be made possible or feasible inside the class, would really help Nia. So that concludes our lesson plan. We really, really hope that this was really informative. We really hope that this does help you understand Nia's condition and conditions more. And if ever working with a student with a disability like Nia, we hope that this webinar really helps kind of outline what will best serve a student like Nia. So here's our references. One includes our book. Others were lots of different strategies that were given that we also included in our lesson plan as well as in our case study. So again, we hope you enjoyed and take care.